Hello, my name is Paula Irwin and I teach at Unity Reed High School. This is a tutorial I created to walk teachers through how to teach students how to use SmartArt as an activity for students to create a wide variety of concept maps and graphics in their class units. Some of you may be asking, what is SmartArt? SmartArt was actually added to Microsoft Office in 2007, and it's a typographical tool that can be used as a visual representation of your information and ideas. You create one by choosing a layout that fits your message. Some layouts, such as an organizational chart and Venn diagrams, portray specific kinds of information, while others simply enhance the appearance of a bulleted list. SmartArt graphics can be created in Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, and Word, and they can be used throughout Office. Unfortunately, it is not available with Office 365 online versions of the software. I'm going to show you how to use it in Microsoft Word. So you'll first need to open up Word, which I already have one open up. Now, the first thing I would do is have the students and you both determine which shape is going to fit best in terms of the layout of the paper. So I would show them how to change the layout if it's not where you want it to be. For my tutorial, it is going to be best for me to have it as landscape and my margins as narrow, but you can change that to however you think it's going to fit best for whatever type of diagram or graphic that the students are going to create. And then next, I want you to click on the Insert tab at the top, and there it is. If you've never noticed it before, here is the SmartArt tab. So I want you to click on that. And if this is the first time seeing this, you're going to be amazed at all the things that are available for you. Here it is listed, all of them, and then it breaks it down into subsections that may help you find what you are looking for more quickly. So we got list, process, cycle, hierarchy, which is probably one of the most common ones, relationships, a matrix, and a pyramid. You can actually have pictures from online and other things as well. For today's tutorial, I'm going to go through the hierarchy, and I'm going to pick our typical pretty much concept mapped kind of Venn diagram going on. Now, the next thing that you want to do once you have clicked OK and you've added it, then you can actually resize the entire graphic by clicking in the white area outside of the text boxes, which mine is currently already at this point, and go to the corner and you'll see the arrows popping up, and you can actually drag that, if I get a hold of it, with your mouse to make it fit the page better. All right. You can even move this little text box over closer to where you're going to be typing so that you can better see it for when we start to adding the text. There's a couple different ways to add text to a SmartArt graphic. If the text pane is not already visible over here on the left side, and you can actually move it to the right, whatever you feel more comfortable with by pulling on it. If you click inside the white area, that text pane will appear on the left, and once again you can move it wherever you feel most comfortable for working on it. So the first way is to literally type into the text pane over here. So you can put your header in, and you'll notice in the box here where I am typing in the text pane, but in the box on the graphic, as I am adding in the word, it automatically resizes to fit inside that shape. And if you have multiple words, it will stack them vertically. So we can add in other things. If I can type well, that would be great. And you can put in some subsections along through here. And the other way is to literally just click inside the text box itself if there's just a couple boxes that you're working with, this might be the faster way to do it. But if you are doing something with a lot of shapes and more complex graphic, then working in the task pane over here is definitely a lot faster. Now let's look at how to change the SmartArt organization. Let's first look at adding a shape. So you can click on any box where you think you may want to add something. Make sure that the SmartArt Design tab has been clicked on as well, which if it's highlighted, it is, and underlined. So we have all these things that are going on here. We're going to look at adding a shape and just play around with it some and determine where it is that you want to actually add the shape. So you will see that you can add it before, after, above, below, and you can add an assistant, which is like another branch off of it. So you can just play around. You can always undo is our friend when you don't like where you've put something. So that would be after. We can do before. You don't like that. You can check out above. Definitely don't want that. Look below, which is one I am going to look at doing. But for right now, I'm going to undo that because I'm going to show you that in a different place. And then there's the assistant, which once again is like another branch. All right, so this one I'm going to actually name. All right, and you can also do these functions over here in the task pane. So I actually do want to add a fourth subsection here to oceanography. All right. Now you can actually do some other things too, which is promoting and demoting shapes. And once again, you can play around with it. You can always undo anything that you don't like. So to promote it, actually, as you can see, moves it up. You don't like that. You can demote it and put it down. Don't like that. All right, another way to do it over here in the task pane, do everything pretty much in both places. The tab button actually demotes it. All right, and the shift, whatever it is that you're doing, shift tab, oh, excuse me, I didn't hold that simultaneously too well here. I want to make sure I get it highlighted. Will actually promote it. All right. So, and that seems to have changed my font for whatever reason. Not really sure on that. But once again, we can always change that if we don't like what's going on. All right. So the other thing would be to move up or down. So when you've got them in the same line here and you don't like the order in which you have them, if you click in there, go to the SmartArt Design. Up will actually change the order. Down puts it back in that same place. So that's a whole other thing that we can kind of do here. All right. Now, once you've got your SmartArt set up the way that you want, you might not like its appearance, so maybe you want to do some things to change it. And there are a couple different ways to do that. So first, let me show you how to customize it by changing the color. So if you click in here again and click on the SmartArt Design, you can change the colors. And once again, if you hover over, you can see whatever it is that you prefer. Or maybe you just want to go with what you originally started with, but if you like something else a little bit better, maybe go with that. The next thing that you could do is actually just change the entire theme, and that is not done from the SmartArt Design. That is actually done from the Design button over here on the left side this time. And under Themes, and once again, you hover over it, it will change it a wide variety of colors, and some are really not good on the eye on the computer, so pick whatever it is that you like or stick with whatever you think fits best. And then you can also, going back to changing the actual style. And some of these are really cool. So you like this hierarchy. I really like this one, especially if it's people or groups like this where you can actually add pictures in. So if I change it to that on here, I can actually add in a picture from files or online or wherever, and you can do that. I'm not going to go through that right now, but that's pretty self-explanatory for most people that are somewhat computer savvy. And then the last thing that you may want to do is change out the layout, which I just did, and also looking at with the format of these different boxes. And you click in here, you can change the shapes of them. You can shadow or do some kind of 3D rotation or kind of bevel them, however you think might look a little bit better and more appealing. So that's pretty much all the things that you'd be interested in doing and showing students how to do to create their own pretty much diagram or graphic that personally fits what they like. So as previously mentioned, unfortunately, Office 365 applications do not allow students to access the SmartArt. They can only do so using Office 2007 or later versions. However, Google Slide does allow students to create diagrams very similar to those in the Office SmartArt, and shapes as well, which is something I did not cover, but shapes is under Insert. You can check that out. You can make a freeform diagram, a little more complex because you have to add text boxes in separately and pictures and whatnot. So definitely more complex. But you can do it. But Google Docs does not have these embedded features in that either online. So I hope to create another tutorial showing you how to set up the diagrams in Google Slides soon. So I would suggest having students create their own concept maps on paper first before going to create one in these applications. It usually makes it easier for them to move things around if needed, and sometimes it saves a little bit more on the class time. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and useful to create and use different activities with your students in the class. I hope you have another successful and engaging learning experience with your students. I look forward to talking to you again soon.